In this video, I'm going to do a recap of Forex charts using the hourly time frame. So we're going to look at some charts, what happened from Monday to this Thursday. Obviously, I'm not going to trade tomorrow because we are celebrating Eid. And please subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon so you get a notification every time there's a new video. Okay, so the first one is Australian dollar. These are all the markets that I probably will look at. We'll have a quick look. Australian dollar, if you've seen my my Sunday video, we saw that the market was taking a pause. So basically it started on the 27th and there was a mild kind of a setup 2 here with a green dot, but the box is too big, so nothing on the Australian dollar. I'm not going to go into more detail of the structure analysis and stuff. I'm simply going to look at whether there was a setup on the hourly chart on these pairs. So it's not going to take very long. So the Australian dollar yen on the 24th, it completed a 3 down, but it kept going sideways. If you look at this one, it appeared as a setup 1, but there was no cross of 0 line, so I didn't take it. Then it went sideways. Could have been taken here, but not really clean setup because I want my gator to be inside the box and box to be tight. It was good, but it has done what I call a 2-3 split, where your wave 3 is spread across probably 2 days, or let's say 2.5 days, and your wave 4 is spread across 1 to 3 days. So that kind of what happens is that after the second day, so this is the first day of wave 4, right? This is the second day. When it happens, on the third day, purple mingles with the gator. That kind of confuses things. And on the 4-hour chart, it wasn't really clean. So based on the 4-hour chart, because the market, you know, the gator wasn't open, and even the 4-hour chart has the purple mingle with gator, so there it will be difficult to take it. But if you had this analysis on the daily chart, if you had seen my Sunday analysis, you'd know that actually we were long from here and we exited there. And then the outlook for this, now it seems like it's doing an ABC down. So if you had that in mind, then you probably found it easy to take this trade here. But even then, if it didn't meet your setup 1 rules like we have in what we do in AIMS, then if you gave it a miss because it's setup 0, that's fine. Euro USD. Now the Euro USD on the 24th had a pretty good setup here, but it was a continuation setup, not easy to take. 27th on Monday, it opens with a bang, continues to go up. This then was your setup 1. The whole day it took to create the setup. Then it triggers here yesterday at Frankfurt Open, and if you stayed in, you probably got out with a very small profit, about 15 pips if you use the trailing box. If you use my tight stop loss kind of method, then you had a minus 20 rent here, because I don't like the price to go all the way back. So this is one. So in stage 3, when you're in stage 1, we recommend that you follow the rules. Now I'm talking in terms of if somebody's a member of AIMS, but normally for you, if you're not a member, I'll say that if you don't have discipline problem, right? Let's assume that you have figured out discipline problem, because in stage 1, what we do in stage 1 and 2 is that we focus on the discipline of a trader. You can trade any method as long as you're disciplined, but 99% of the traders lose money not because they don't have a good strategy. In most cases they don't, but it's because of these 2 things. They are not disciplined, and at the same time they have risk management issues. So if somebody was to sort out their risk management understanding coupled with the risk management issue, they would find trading very stress-free, even enjoyable. So I digress a bit. Anyway, so this is the setup. It goes up, comes down. Depending on your trade management, it was either a winner, a break even, or a small rent. Euro yen is the next one. Euro yen is kind of going sideways after this. It's hit its peak, much like the Australian dollar yen. So it's going sideways here in this box, and on the H1, it did not create anything unless you had a strategy that allows you to trade within a range, which is a little bit difficult on the hourly chart. Anyway, the Euro Yen had a fantastic setup one today. A few guys in the chat room took it. I think Jasmien had this signal. She put it in the channel. And Sergio has already taken it. So there we go. It's short from here. If I'm short here, I usually have my target point here. Like if you have a stop loss of 15 and then you could achieve 25 by the time it hits here, I would rather have my target point here because there's a higher probability of this getting hit than price actually breaking down and then hitting the target zone 1. So ideally on the setup 1, you would have taken the trade here and have your target point here. Now, but if I can manage my 1.5 or 1.75 or 2R target hit around, it goes, you know, before it challenges this level, I'm happy to take those 2R. So there is that beautiful setup on that. So let's go to the pound dollar. So pound dollar had a lovely setup one here. Box was kind of big, but you could have dealt with that by using, let's say, 30 stop loss and a 60 target point, which would be hit the day after. Before that, as we have seen, the week was pretty strong. On the daily, it's trending up. Nobody can dispute that. It was trending up from here. Felt like it was sideways, but once it broke above this level, obviously the last 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, those last 2 weeks has been strong trends. The pound yen did not really trend well as the pound dollar. It's kind of sideways, very tight range for it. I talked about this in the Sunday analysis video as well. So no good setups during this week. As you can see, there's nothing. The pound Swizzy had this setup, but it's confusing. If you go to the 4-hour chart, you see it's very, very sideways. It's all this. So I want price to be clear of those levels. If you look at the daily chart, it's inside a very tight box. You don't want to trade inside these boxes. So if you do your analysis, you look at the daily chart and a market is really tight inside a range like this, you don't want to drop to H1 unless, again, you have a strategy that allows you to take trades using the range lows and highs. So for example, you have a fruit strategy or a reversal strategy. If you look at this, it comes to the range high and creates a reversal candle. So what you'll do is you go short here, your stop loss will be up there because that's where you'll be proven wrong. If price went up and started trending, you'll prove wrong that this market is not range bound. It's actually trending now. So you bet on that, you take your trade here, stop loss up there, and you're targeting the previous low, obviously the other side of the range. So if this is your box level and you went short here, then that's your target point. And then over here, when you have the bullish signal, or this is a bullish one, then you would go long here, stop loss below here, and you're targeting those. So as long as it stays within this range, that can be a strategy to actually trade inside a range. Difficult to do. It's rather fun and easy to trade, you know, trends. What we do is we take breakouts in the direction of the higher time frame trend. That's the motto of AIMS. Higher probability setups. Okay, Kiwi, really beautiful trend up last 3 months. I think it's kind of losing momentum around these lows, highs, and we did not have a setup this week on Kiwi. Now this is not a setup because you see a 3, 4, and a 5. This was a setup 0 that went into wave 5. It was difficult to take because of the mingling of Gator with the purple. Anyway, next one is dollar yen. Dollar yen again moved really nicely. What we did is we caught it on the daily over here, and I'm out already. And there was another trade that I took using the seed mechanism. So the seed mechanism actually triggered here. This is the seed, and I took the trade, and my target point was 100 pips, which was hit. Oh yeah, here it is. So that's the seed that I took, and the stop loss was so tight that I got a 10R trade. So 1% risk, 10% profit without doing anything. Just take a trade, woke up in the morning, target was hit. That's it. USD CAD, we are short on the daily still from here. We have taken half the profits here somewhere, and now stop loss is a break even. So let's see if it drops to this level or not. Meanwhile, on the hourly chart, during this week, which is 27, 28, 29th, and today, 4 days week, there was no setup one on this. The Swizzy had a lovely setup one on the 28th, Tuesday. So we have the 3 down and this here. So let's go to the daily chart. So I don't know if you remember, but there was a video in which we showed we were short from here using this dot candle and closed the trade because we took half here and moved stop loss to break even. It then, you know, just tapped there and then it dropped. My mistake was not taking this dot candle. This was also worth taking, especially because it was a waltz here. So a trade below this box was warranted and targeting those levels. So we took a trade below the box. We didn't take this, and stop loss was above this seed, which was actually hit around this level. Now I'm thinking we should have actually left it to run. Right then, on the hourly chart, there was all of these breakouts every day. So in the morning you can take this break and let it run, or take this one, let it run, take this one, let it run. It's that simple. Okay, on Bitcoin we had a fantastic run. So we took a trade here, another trade here, and it has gone up very strongly. I'm actually going to move that from here. I like to start. So if you start with where the, near the cross of the zero line where the start of the wave 3 is, and then draw it all the way up there to where you think is a peak of wave 3, and then down to the bottom of wave 4, it's hit target zone 1. So this was a beautiful trade. A beautiful, beautiful trade. Let me actually drag and drop those. So that's the first trade that we, kind of made this trade a free trade. Stop loss. So if you take, let's say, 400 profit on it, then your stop loss will be down at minus 400. So it will allow it to actually, to give it that wiggle room, but still allow it to actually go up. I actually also posted this on the Trading View. Yeah, here it is. This was shared on, what date is it? The 21st of July. And I looked at it and I thought this thing is going to explode. And it did. It went straight up, as you can see. So I was looking at 10,000, 10,500 and those levels, but it's actually gone to 11,000 really nicely. It was a really good trade. I also actually shared a signal on the hourly chart as well. So that night, was it this one? Yeah, I shared one. So this is another one that I shared the day after, when it actually proved, after it printed another big H1 candle. So a day before, on the 21st, I posted a signal for the daily chart. But as it moved up strong like this, and then went down, I did another analysis of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there was a setup on the hourly chart, so I gave another signal, and that then, so if you were trading the daily chart, you're still in it, or it's hit your target point. If you were trading the hourly chart, then on the 22nd, you had a great signal. Let's go back to the Bitcoin chart. You'll see that this is where it was. 22nd, that's the first one. And then after that, there's another signal here, and another one, and another one. And let's point the other one. So that's another trade taken. And then finally, I think there was one more. So this was a position split in 3. And now it's turned into a longer term trade. So it's just, we're just going to let it run. We're just going to let it run. What's next? So gold, well, I don't know if you've seen my video. I made a video on this. This is the most beautiful setup one that you would see. So you have the setup one here. You have an add-on here, add-on here, add-on here, and it's just going up and up. Because it's peeled away from the gator that fast, your stop loss would be here now. What we did is that we went long, and we had our target point at target zone 1. So you go long here, and your target point is there. You made your 100 points at the risk of, let's say, probably 30. Originally at 50, but then realistically only 30 or 35 point risk, dollars risk, right? So if you went long, that would be around 1750. So let's say your stop loss is at 1700. It goes to target zone 1. You got out at 1850, so 100 point. Or if you just closed half and then let it run, then it's gone all the way to 2000. Maybe you got out at 2000. So that's gold. So when you have a market that's moving quick and gator is open and everything, and the structure is correct, because you have a 3, 4, and a 5, you'll get plenty of opportunities to get in on the hourly charts. Now, here I like to see, like, if you look at this chart, and let's say we mark this area. Let's get rid of the target zone. So let's suppose you mark this area. That's the box. You know that when the market goes out of this box, now it's into wave 5. So after this day, you have a license to trade anything on the hourly chart. So let's go to the hourly chart and this level. So it's closed this level. Then you trade this. 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 Next day you trade this. You probably trade this, have a run. Probably trade this, pay a rent. Probably trade this, pay a rent. Not a problem. Because then you will trade this. If you continue doing that, the next day you'll do this. If you weren't here, you'll do this, or use this as an add-on. The next day, trade again, or just let it run. After that, as you can see, just let it run. Let it run. Here, you trade again. Here, probably not. Now you've seen a big block down here. You see what's happening on the daily. Take a pause. The oil chart. It went up and then it gradually lost its momentum. So, not exciting. Same here. Both of the oil charts. The indices, what can I say, is one of the best trends. And I had been saying it. For 10 years I said this. Oh, look at that. Market crash in 2008 and 9. And that happened to be the bottom of that market. The bottom or the start of the most extraordinary uptrend. What's happened here again, at least on this chart, is that the pandemic lows happen to be the lows of this fantastic uptrend for the past 5 months. On the weekly chart, or if you go to the monthly chart, as you know, this has just been going up like a joke. More than a joke. Where is the 2008 and 9 crash on this chart? You can't even see it. It would look like this. This is actually worse than that crash, number-wise. But that's actually the crash. It looks like nothing. And it was nothing. Because they pour in so much money. There's a disconnect between the economy, what it's doing, and what the stock market is doing. What the stock market is showing us these days is like NASDAQ 100, which is the tech market. It is just showing us how everything is going to technology. So all those companies are just making money, becoming big and big and big, to the extent that Congress had to call those 4 guys yesterday to see, are you guys just going to gobble up all of our money? And they said yes. And they said, oh, okay, so what can we do about it? And they said, well, nothing really. And they ended up with that conversation. Some dumb senators there as well, asking Mark Zuckerberg about Trump's and his son's tweets been taken down? To which Mark obviously replied, I have no fucking idea. Why don't you ask the guys from Twitter? All right, so yeah. German 30. Beautiful, beautiful setups on the 1 minute chart today. We took it from here, we traded it this one, we traded this, we traded inside here. This is the cherry signal. Actually, let me bring the cherry. So the DAX on the M1, on the H1 was a beautiful setup one. As you can see, let's say 100 stop loss and it's already dropped 300. So that's it. But we trade this on the M1 chart all the time. So this was the London Open here. Beautiful setup. There's a waltz pattern here. So I traded that for 10 hour. I traded this cherry, but I didn't take it on M1. I took it on the 12-second chart. I traded this seed. Again, I didn't take it here. I took it on the 12-second chart, went down, did another one, and then traded the M1 from here to here, and then took the cherry here as well. So beautiful, beautiful trades, and is still continuing to go. But we've got more than 10 hour. I think Doug has 5 hours as well. So more than enough. Same for US 30. The UK 100, which is the FTSE 100, is actually very sideways. So we've taken a position. We're going to convert this into a free trade and probably add on below this level to see if it actually starts going down. Suppose there was a second wave or some other British companies were having troubles, this will come down. But there are plenty of levels to the left to it. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. So that's that. Just a bonus currency, the pound Australian dollar, as you can see, was having a very strong downtrend, and now it's pulling back up on the hourly chart. It created a setup one today. Not easy one to take because it wasn't really clean, but that's what it is. So I hope, so this is the recap. So this is the recap of this week. Not going to trade tomorrow. We're going to be back on Monday in August. Now, August, normally people think the markets are thin and stuff like that. But one, this is a different year anyway. And second, really, it's a myth. I've seen the market move in August as well as in December. You can never predict these things. So it's not like back in the days, the simpler times when everything was predictable. Nothing is predictable. In fact, when you think that when the market creates this idea that this month is thin, actually the opposite happens. And when they think these months are usually busy, the opposite happens, and those are dead months. So this is chaos. This is a different kind of organization. To predict it, you just have to be in tune with the market, in tune with yourself. And the most important question to ask at the end of the day is, did I follow my plan? If that was yes, you are a winner.
Thank you for watching. I hope you liked this video, and if yes, please hit the like button. Do you have any questions or ideas for upcoming videos? Then leave a comment. Also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you never miss any future videos. See you next time.